I came into this world like a bear cave locomotive on a kite string. My mother, a train conductor extraordinaire who specialized in the aerial art of balance, while offering herself up as a den mother, even though I was never a Cub Scout. I had a blanket until I was 8. It was covered in circus animals. They were covered in stains from my drool. One Sunday morning, just before church, with my mother holding the front door open, I turned and ran, blanket in hand. I ran back into the house to the top of the stairs that led to our basement. I propped the cover of our trash barrel open and I threw said blanket away. Reverse Noah, reverse Ark, 8 years of flooding myself with emotional dependency, and in 8 seconds, I gave up on animal prints. I wish we'd all give up on animal prints. I do not know what my mother made of that moment, but I know we still tell these stories about how I was an awkward child, how sometimes I still enter the room like a Tonka trunk. I was a chubby kid with a bizarre obsession for neon clothes, New Kids on the Block, and parachute pants. We still tell these stories about how there's proof in the form of VHS tapes that I was a bit dramatic, about how I chose the watermelon flavored anesthetic, how the operating room opened up and swallowed me whole, how she had to watch me go into the light like the moon, being delivered into the hands of astronauts, reverse Apollo mission, which is to say, they made history out of my craters and left very little trace of their ever being here. My mother slept on the couch in the hospital room, untangled me from my IVs. One day, in the process of healing, my mother went down to the hospital cafeteria to fetch us a snack. I asked for sour cream and onion. I didn't know until the chip hit my tongue. She brought back salt and vinegar. I cringed. My mother never cared much for labels. She was strong as earth and soft as the surface. When you are in the presence of Patricia Marie, bow your heart. She's the baker of meals made for picky eater, the mixer of the strawberry milk, the washer of the dirty mouth, the builder of the blanket forts, the author of encouragement, and the wearer of the sainthood, who even when she slipped up still held firm to her halo's circumference. I made monkey bars out of moments some kids would pray for. I thought the playground was for everybody. My mother would sooner paint herself as a storm cloud and me as raindrops, hoping that wherever I land is in need of show me your drought. I was a good kid, for the most part. There were a few belly flops, band-aids, and battle scars. There were long nights turned mornings. I didn't come without disappointment and heartache, without bad grades, some broken bones, and too many I'm sorries. I was full of I know, I knows, and it'll never happen again. My mother lived for 2 long after I was born. She held me and told me I was beautiful, even when I was scarred and scared and afraid of the dark. My mother would usher me to sleep every night with 10 words. Good night, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. Sure, it's a little creepy, but my mom was just looking out for me. It was obvious from the moment I was born. The surgeons would agree. I was a rough draft. I was birthed from ribbon ink and white out. My veins are a typewriter blueprint. My skin is Bristol vellum. My bones are consonant strikes, which is to say, read me. Which is to say, my mother is an unpublished author. You should read her work.